Hi everybody. So, one of the most India's biggest business empire and was built something present in almost every Indian kitchen. No air, like not airports, not ports, and not electricity. It's cooking oil. But today we will understand how the Adani Group entered India's edible oil market and used a national crisis as an opportunity but built one of the most FMCG brands in the country. And this is our strategy. Also, this is our story of strategy, timing, and supply chain power, and smart driving, smart branding. And trust me, this case study has lesson for everyone, every entrepreneur, and every marketer, every business owner as well. So, India's one of the largest consumers of edible oil in the world, and every household uses it early, and from street food vendors to restaurant to homes and also packet food, and demand is massive also. And there is one big problem. Also there was only one big problem. India was heavily dependent on imports, because Indonesia was the most produced palm oil, and India was heavily dependent on imports, especially palm oil from other countries like Indonesia is the first one and Malaysia is the second one who produce the palm oil. And for years India imported more than half of its edible oil requirement. That's not actually, that means its global price increase and India suffers. If exports stop, also India suffer. If there is geopolitical tension, India suffers. And this dependency created the perfect business opportunity. And most people know Adani for ports, airports, and coal and infrastructure. But the Gautam Adani understood something important. If you control logistics, if you can control also supply chain, like supply, and this become the foundation of edible oil business. And in 1999, Adani partnered with Vimla International from Singapore. Together they created Adani Wilmar, and at that time India's edible market was highly unorganized. Local brands dominated, and also packaging quality was inconsistent. Consumers cared mainly about price, but Adani saw the future differently. Also, they knew India consumers, would slowly move forward, trusted packed brands, and just like people separate from those milk to packaged milk. And then Adani launched the brand Fortune, and today almost every Indian has heard this name. And but success did not, as I said, always said, success did not come overnight. The company focused on three powerful strategies, like one, massive distribution network. Adani already has a strong port infrastructure, so this gave them the huge advantage in importing crude edible oil. And they also reduced transportation cost and improved supply efficiency. And then also they built an enormous distribution networks across the India, like small kirana stores to wholesaler and retail chain, rural markets. So Fortune becomes the available, everywhere. And Adani in India also availability creates also trust. If it comes to branding, Adani, who everyone knows them. So instead of positioning, then second is affordable pricing also. Instead of positioning Fortune, a premium luxury product, they positioned it and have affordable quality, like middle class also family became the main target audience. And India is always very sensitive on price, so that this was also smart. And because India's middle class population was growing rapidly, so consumers wanted branded products but still cared about price. Fortune balanced the both. The third number is brand trust. The Adani company heavily invested in advertising, TV commercial, and retail branding, and celebrity promotion. So over time, people also associate Fortune with purity and reliability. So the food products, trust is everything. One consumer trust a cooking oil brand, they rarely switch quickly. The creating long-term customers loyalty. And if then came a biggest turning point, like global edible oil crisis. So palm oil prices started increasing dramatically, and the supply chain became unstoppable. Export restriction happened in some countries, and many companies struggled. And Adani Burma was prepared. Why? Because they already control major parts of the supply chain, like port, storage, transportation, distribution, while competitors were struggling with logistics. Adani moved faster because they owned logistics. So this is one of the biggest business lesson. Companies that control supply chains become powerful during crisis, and during uncertainty, efficiency became a superpower. So Adani Wilmar did not stop with edible oil. They expanded to multiple FMCG categories like rice, flour, sugar, and ready-to-cook products. Why was this smart? Because you know once a customer trusted food brand, selling additional products becomes easier. This strategy increased customer lifetime value, and instead of earning from one product, they built entire food ecosystem. So this is exactly how many big FMCG companies scale globally. And also in 19 if you know 2022, Adani Wilmar launched its IPO. Like, the market response was huge. Why? Because investors understood one thing: India food consumer market will continue growing for decades, no doubt. Because more population, higher also income, and urbanization, and growing middle class also. So all of this support, if all of this happen, then FMCG also will be growth. The company became one of the most talked about consumer business in India, and suddenly people realized Adani was just not an infrastructure big anymore. It was entering Indian household directly. So I think this case study teaches several important business lessons, while other planning smart business also prepare. Many billion-dollar companies are built during difficult times also. So consumer buy trust, not just product, especially in food, healthcare industry. And companies with strong operational systems survive longer because their supply chain is not boring. It is a competitive advantage. Fortune is the one of the India's leading edible oil brands. So behind this success was not luck, it was a strategy. Like, Adani understood India's dependence on edible oil was strong infrastructure and create an affordable, trusted brand and affordable price and crisis situation better than opportunity. So this case study proves one thing very clearly: in business, the winner usually one who prepared before the opportunity arrives, because when crisis hits, prepared companies don't just survive, they dominate. So if you enjoyed this business case study, subscribe to the channel, and for more real business stories, startup strategies and brand breakdowns, and comment your thought below, and which India company strategy should we decode next. Thank you, bye bye.